So what exactly is foundation table and what is meant by foundation objects and MDF objects? So these are two different objects where we will be using to create an employer details. So when we say employer details means how we can create a company into the system. So to create that company information, to store the database of the company, we will be creating some objects. In that objects, like a field, we will enter in the company details. Suppose here MDF objects are there. So MDF is nothing but metadata framework. So it's a name to create some fields into the system. So where we will be creating this one in the instance what we are using right now. So that is called instance. And these MDF objects are nothing but generic objects. So in interview also you will be having this question, what are MDF objects and what are generic objects? So both are same. So when once we create these objects, means in these fields, we will be entering the employer data. So how we will be enter employers data? Suppose these are the objects. And you have to create one company. So that company is called Wipro. So Wipro is nothing but legal entity. So your first, the company what you create that goes under legal entity. So this is actually in the normal language, we call it as a company name. But in SuccessFactor, we will be using the name called legal entity. So here you will be creating your starting of the company details called Wipro. So for Wipro, there will be having business units, right? Like Bangalore unit, Hyderabad unit, they have different branches. So internally, they will be having different operation teams. So for that team, they will be naming as a business unit, divisions, department with a different location. So let's think as a Wipro Bangalore as a business unit. After that, division. So under this only, in the under legal entity only, we will be creating all these things. So let's think as a Wipro Chennai as a division for this one. And under the division, we have department. Okay, so let's think as a Wipro Noida or a Delhi locations. So this will be coming as a section wise, but I'm just to make you understand, I'm just giving the names here. Again, cost center, Wipro Delhi. So in this way, we will be creating one organization structure into the success factors. So while once we create the structure with the help of this legal entity, business unit, division, department, cost center field, under these fields, we will be entering the data of a company. So that company, let's head the department, head of the company name as a Wipro. Under that one, we will be having separate division, separate section. So it may be for operation, it may be for manufacturing, and service center, product. So different things will be there. Those we can segregate into the system. So where we can create this one in the instance. So let's see the practical now. Login into the system. Understood what exactly this one?
Yes, Kavita.
Okay, so to create the MDF object, first we will be creating an organization structure. So where we can create the organization structure is configure company structure overview. So this is just the overview. You are just creating one structure before entering the employer data. So we have to go into the configure company structure overview. Here you can configure the company structure. So in this page, you can see org chart, position, org chart, what exactly this one we will discuss in the further session. As of now, we will be creating the company structure overview. So am I just click on add here. Here you need to give one code, what exactly you are creating for. So you can give the alphanumeric code here.
Ma'am,
Uh,
your screen is still Excel.
oh, 1 second. Now,
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
okay. So
Could you again?
start
Okay, sure.
from, yeah. So to create a company structure, we will be going to configure company structure overview. Okay. So we will be landing up on this page. So what exactly org chart, position org chart resources, we will discuss further. Now we will create one structure for the company. So click on add and give the code. You can give alphanumeric codes here. So let me take as the best run. Best run is already there. Hmm. 1, 2, 3. Best and Crompton. I'm just creating this company structure. Now root entity. So root entity will be our legal entity. So because here only we will be creating the head office details. Legal entity. So you have to take the legal entity without any alphanumeric details. And threshold compact view means just on how many layers of the details it can show. Show photo for user field, show levels, how many levels are there in the company. Level display mode, it should be showing as a text or icon. You can select here. Once it is done, then you can apply. Okay. Now legal entity structure has been created. So here we are not this is not a company, only a structure, a process flow we are creating. Now under this legal entity, we will be having business unit. So to create that one, click on this icon or a card and add child entity. Under that, once you come down, here you will be having business unit associated with the legal entity. So always you have to take that association. So if association means it will come under the higher authority. So business unit here. Again, under business unit, we will be having division. Always you have to take the object which is associated with the higher object. Under division, we will be having departments. Under department, we will be having cost center. Add child entity. So cost center, we can also create here. So these names are different names. Sub-department or cost center, anything you can create. Now you have to edit this layout now. How you can edit? You can change the color of this structure. You can like add what exactly you required into this structure. Again, click on this card and edit the layout. You can change the color and visible fields. So on this structure, what fields you need, like a company ID. Apart from company ID, what and all you want to visible, like a country or where is the company located. So country will show. And in the count people in your company, how many people are working, it will show. Count position means how many positions are open, also it will show. Now side panel, once you click on the side panel, what and all these details it has to reflect. So you can select from here drop down, whether you want history, people, positions, or hierarchy details, you can select. Once it is done, just make it apply. Okay, so can you see here, this is just a structure. We haven't edited any details here. Likewise, you can edit all the chat. So once we enter the detail, our company structure will be showing into this format, whatever the structure we have created. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Under this legal entity, you can create 2 to 3 business unit, 2 to 3 divisions, departments. How many division, department, business unit you want, you can create into the manage data. So now let's create the company now. Structure, you're clear with the structure?
Yes, ma'am.
It's not able to see. So once we create a structure, again, we have to go to view of chart to view that structure, whether whatever the structure we have created, it's visible or not. So we have to go to view of chart. Now, once you go here, just click on the company structure overview. See, this is the configuration. Configure companies, the tiles, the dashboard is completely same, but this is the configuration and this is for viewing purpose. Here you can view what you have created. Now select whatever the structure you have created, Best and Crompton. This is our structure. So whatever the company you select here, in that structure only your details will be reflecting. So now legal entity, now I want to see the company called Bestron in the structure, whatever I have created. So can you see here, whatever we have given, it is reflecting legal entity. This is the code and the country. How many people are there? We haven't created this. How many people are there, how many positions and hierarchical structure, and how many business unit, so business, these are the business unit, division, department. So everything reflect in our structure, how we have created the structure. In the same way, the details will be reflecting. So this one we haven't created. I just taken the company which is already created, but this is our structure, what we have configured into the company structure overview. So can you see here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so clear with this one?
Yes.
Okay. Now we will create our own company to see the details into the structure, what we have created. All of you clear?
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Now, where we have to go again, duplicate the tab. Now we are creating the MDF object. So to create the MDF object, we have to go to manage data. Manage data. Here we will be creating the company. Now, if you have already created any company, you can search by giving the name. If not, first time when we are creating, just click on create new. So here type again legal entity. So if you want, if your client is asking that I don't want the word legal entity, I want it has to be reflect as a company. So that one also you can configure. You can configure these fields, how many fields you required and what is mandatory, what is not mandatory. Everything is a configurable. Now let's start creating. So this is a demo and people who have practiced created all these fields, but in the real time you will be seeing only start date with the 2 to 3 important fields only. Whatever we required, we will be creating those fields by going into the configure object definition. Now give the start date here. I'm just taking the standard SAP date, which is 01/01/1900. You can give the real date as well. Now company ID, best at rate, sorry, best 1234, company name, Best and Crompton. Now, description. What is this company all about? You can just give the brief description, and this is nothing but the translator. So if you are working in any other country, they need any translation. So we can also translate that particular content. So just type that into the default value and in which language you want to translate. And done. Now, status, your company is active or inactive. Standard weekly hours, how many hours how many working hours are in your company? So according to India, I'm just giving 40 hours. So currency of your company. So these are all not available, required initially when we are creating. So these are fields somebody has been created. We can add or we can remove all this as well. Now, company, country, India. So what exactly this calendar icon? So here, if at all you want to configure any particular currency also, or if you want to add some details into the currency what you have selected, then you have to just click on this calendar icon and edit. So once you click on edit here, it will ask the date. So why it is asking date? In day before yesterday's class, yesterday's class, I told you why it is asking date. It is effective dated entity because it is capturing the history.
History.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So
History
to
because it
capture
will
the
change.
history, the object will ask you the date. So on which date, what exactly happened into the system, clearly we will be having the records as well. So if you want any change, you can also change. And if you want to delete, edit everything, you can do here. And address, pin code, just leave for now. So somebody made it as a mandatory. I'm just giving this date. Save. Sorry. Now our company Best in Crompton has been created. Now if you want to do any changes here, you can just click on this take action, make correction. So it will be open up for editing, and permanently delete means it will delete, and copy and as well as it will be creating the same legal entity. So if you want anything to be edited, just click on the take action, make correction. Now legal entity has been created. So what is our next step? Under the table, what we have? Business unit. So for this legal entity, we will be creating business unit. So for business unit also, we will be coming on to the manage data, same here, create new and business unit. So give the same date what you have given for legal entity 01/01/1900. Now business unit ID best at the rate 12345. Now business unit name. So what exactly this business unit is all about? Now Best and Crompton operations. Here I'm making this as a operation. You can give the description. Operations, status active, head of unit. So once we enter the people detail into the system, then you can select the head of unit. You can also select, say, state, city, everything. As of now, not required. Now the important part is you have to associate this legal business unit with your legal entity what you have created. So here we will be doing the association part. Now select your company what you have created, which is Best and Crompton 1234. So if you have any doubts or any, you need to edit any details also, you can edit from here as well and save it. Now our business unit will has been linked with the legal entity. Head of the company has been linked here. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Now third step. So what is the third step?
Division.
Division. Now again, come back to the manage data and create division. Now start date, give as same as legal entity, division ID, best at rate 12345 6. Now I want this as Manufacturing. Status active, and a parent division. If we have any parent division also we can add, or else not required. Now we have to link this business unit division with the business unit. So Best and Crompton
Operation.
operation. So how this field is coming here? So this part is nothing but association. I'll show you how it will come here. Not best division has been created and it has been linked with the business unit. Now as a furtherly you can create department, cost center, and any other business unit you want also you can create. Now let's see our chart where everything has been created. Now go back to the company structure overview, refresh the page here. Again, select the structure what we have created. Legal entity. Now, best. Okay. So whatever we have created, it is reflecting, right? So this is the code and this is the country. So we didn't appointed any people. So it is not reflecting, and the positions also not yet created. So how many entities are there below? Under the legal entity, below one entity. So under this one, another entity. This is the second, and division is the third. Clear?
Yes,
Yes,
correct.
ma'am.
Okay. Now, the important part is if at all you required any specific field here, or if you want to edit anything here, where you can go and what you can do. So that will be again 2 to 3 different classes we need to take. So let's understand till here, and you practice for creating with your own company structure and the companies. Then after that, we will see the further session. Clear? Okay, if anyone are sharing the screen, you can start practicing. Hello.